I feel like repos are kind of coming up. We're in like, I get all my news from social media, so who knows how accurate it is, like Reels and Instagram. Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Break It Down with Braydon. I got Yvonne Matejka on with me today. Hey Yvonne, how's it going?
Hello, thank you for pronouncing my name properly.
Of course. I would never not.
I've been dealing with that since I was a young child, and today actually they spelled my name right on my coffee, which is
first time in history.
Very, very rare. I went to Lux today. Starbucks, 98% of the time it's incorrect. So I have a whole thing on Instagram, hashtag I said Yvonne. You can see hundreds of my coffees.
I definitely always wanted to call it Yvonne.
Yeah.
So it's Yvonne.
Yvonne.
So,
I mean, whatever, I'll respond.
You'll take either one, right?
It's fine. Yeah.
So let's see, we've got associate broker, producing artist, DJ, philanthropist.
Yes.
Chamber of Commerce member.
Not quite. I'm with Scottsdale Rotary.
Rotary, that's
but
right.
I do get involved with the community on that aspect with the chamber.
Yep.
They're doing a ugly sweater party, so I will be there with my one ugly sweater that I wear. It's Santa DJing. It's a classic.
Yep.
So
Canadian, now dual citizenship, so it's official.
Yep. I can legally work here, so it's great to be American. Love it. I definitely think Phoenix is one of the best places to be, especially considering this market that we're in, which I don't really want to talk about because it's kind of the same song over and over. And
Yep, I would agree.
But yeah.
Well, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, kind of how you got into the real estate biz, how you got into the philanthropic ventures that you're involved in.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to do the short version. Born and raised in Canada, Toronto area. My parents are from the Czech Republic, and they basically immigrated over to Canada in the late 70s. Had me, and we ended up in Phoenix because my mom's a registered nurse and she opened up Mayo Clinic. So she was there for 25 years and recently retired, and that's kind of how I ended up in America. And then I went in my 20s, went to high school, college out here, and then in my 20s I moved to LA. I was out there for 10 years, and that's how I got into DJing. Always was interested in music. My parents are European. We always listened to the techno. It's always been in my blood and absolutely love it.
What would you consider your genre?
Melodic house, progressive.
Okay.
When I first started, it was hard electro because, in 2005, like that was the thing, which it still is, but not so much trance. There's so many genres. It's like unlimited.
Yep.
So yeah, I could talk here all day about that. But
you got an album, right?
I do. I've got a few albums. Everything's on iTunes, Amazon. I have a Spotify. My original productions are okay. I don't really play them when I'm DJing. I prefer to play other artists, but I do sing and write original tracks.
Love
and
it. Where could we find some of your work?
iTunes. Yep. Beatport.
What's the name?
.com.
It's like Yvonne BreaK.
Yvonne BreaK is the artist name because no one can say or spell Matejka because there's a J. It throws everybody off. But been doing that for 17 years. I have a manager and record label partner, Joseph Dakota. We've been working together for about 16 years. And so he runs everything out in LA. And then if I produce something, I'll send it over to him. He masters it. We put it up. And so I don't even know how many songs we have right now. We have so many remixes and we collaborate with different artists.
How many songs are on iTunes?
I don't know, over 100 probably.
Yeah.
So, but it's not like earth-shattering stuff, guys. Like there's like the songs, techno, it's a little repetitive. So there's like a couple sentences and then it says it again and then it says it again and the build up and then the breakdown and then, so whatever, you guys can listen. I did post, my Instagram is Yvonne BreaK DJ, and I posted one of my favorite productions I did. It's called Hazel Eyes. I have hazel eyes. It's that's how I came up with that song. But it's very chill, and there's like 3 different remixes. There's a radio edit and whatnot. And somebody messaged me. He's like, great song, but low energy. It's like, I understand. It was meant to be like that because there's like 50 other ones that are high energy. So, but everyone has an opinion.
Yep.
So thank you
sure some
for
people
your
love
feedback.
Some people probably
Why don't you
not their
remix
genre.
it for me? Make it hard trance. I would love that. I can send you the acapellas. Like, bring it.
Yep.
So, anyways.
Yeah.
So DJing. Also, I've been in sales pretty much my entire life. I love it. And when I lived in LA, I worked on Rodeo Drive. I sold high-end timepieces. And then I was also touring DJing, which was really fun. And
I remember talking about that. What was the most expensive watch you ever sold?
I think it was a quadruple tourbillon Grubel 4Z. I can't remember because there's always some wiggle room with watches. There's quite a markup with them.
Yep.
So, yeah, but over, a few $100,000.
It's an interesting market right now as well. The watch
market.
It
is. Like sure. You can't, it's like the car industry. So if you want, let's say a Rolex, a new one is probably like $4,000 less expensive than a pre-owned because you can't get those right away. So just like the cars, you got to wait. But that's going to change. I feel like repos are kind of coming up. We're in like, I get all my news from social media. So who knows how accurate it is, like Reels like and Instagram.
I get my news from TikTok. I don't know.
I don't do TikTok. I'm not on there. I can't.
Yeah, so you're not staying up with things today then.
But sometimes they translate into Instagram, so it's like I get both worlds, and not all my information is out there, even though it is. We're not going to get into that.
Talk about some of your philanthropic ventures. So I know you're involved with, you got a table coming up for, event coming up for Arizona Cancer Society.
Yep. So I'm on the charity committee for American Cancer Society, and we just did our first annual golf tournament, which was at the Westin. It was amazing. Great turnout. Larry Fitzgerald was involved. And then we have a gala coming up that's part of Super Bowl. So it's on February 8th, and that one's going to be at the Clayton House. We are looking for sponsors, table sponsors, platinum sponsors, just anyone that wants to get involved. And that will be February 8th, and I believe it's from 6 to 10 p.m.
Awesome.
So
how many are you expecting there?
I believe we have room for 300.
Okay.
So that is the plan.
Awesome venue.
Yeah, beautiful venue. It is during all the craziness for season, the best time in Phoenix. You have Waste Management, and now that we have Super Bowl here, it's going to be crazy. So, but I think we'll definitely.
That same weekend, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
It's, I believe, February 8th is a Wednesday.
Okay.
So good time to get dressed up, raise money, and a friend of mine. Now I'm going to put him on blast because now he has to provide us a cool car. But he basically builds and restores vintage vehicles, pretty much anything, like street. Fast and the Furious style or Lincolns or whatever. So he said that he could possibly build a car for the event that we're going to auction off. Okay. And he just told me that his name's Ian. And he also told me he's raising funds and creating a 501c3 for autism. And it's going to be called Shredding Autism. And basically he's a drifter. So they're going to offer drift racing and cool stuff with cars with the kids, and I'm all about that really because cool. I have a lead foot. People that know me, I dabble with the racing illegally, but so yeah. But I know him from like 20 years ago. I had him soup up my S2000. Cool. I wish I never sold that car. It was so fun.
Sounds like a blast.
It was so fun.
Talk about your real estate career. So with Taylor Street, Black Label.
Yep. So we are a full service boutique firm. We literally do everything. We have in-house property management. We also have a capital markets segment, mezzanine debt. We can do very, what's the word? Sorry, I lost the word. We do...
Intricate?
Yes. Commercial financing. And then we also can do hard money loans. So if anyone has questions about that, happy to introduce them to our team. And then we also have our residential branch, and then we have our small apartment team and multifamily.
Yeah.
So I dabble with some land, some new development stuff, and it's been a great journey and lots of fun.
Yeah. And how long have you been in it now?
6 years.
6 years?
Yeah. So
from when you started to today, what's been the difference?
I don't know. Ever since I started. So I started at HomeSmart, which was great. And the number one thing that everyone said, get a mentor. And that's absolutely correct. I had an amazing mentor, Aladdin Abdeen, who I'm still friends with. He's amazing. And he really taught me the ropes, because the test does not help you at all.
How not to commit fraud or whatever.
Anything. I mean, it has nothing to do with anything. It's like trickery. And I just got my broker's license. And so I was having PTSD taking that multiple choice, like 195 questions. And it's like 3 answers are correct, but you got to pick the best one. And then there's one that's like obvious. And it's just like, this is trickery. And I don't do well with that, but at least it's over with. But yeah, getting the mentor helped me, and it's really a work ethic thing. Like, no one's going to tell you to wake up and go make your calls, door knock, do your thing. So what's changed with me is just the more networking I do, the better it is. And I feel like it took about 3 years to start getting referrals or repeat clients, because I've been in it full time since I started. And I think that's key, because it's tough if you're working somewhere else and you need to show homes or whatever. It's just very difficult. So
why Taylor Street?
Because I was dabbling in a little bit more multifamily, and where I was before at the agency is a little more residential. And so Taylor Street just offers more on that aspect.
Talk about the difference between working with multifamily versus residential.
Well, you got lots of tenants you get to work with, and the hottest thing right now is Class C. All the investors want to renovate, raise the rents, and you have to do your underwriting and understand what's actually going to be the cap rate, what makes sense for investors. So it's completely different, and you don't need to do pop buys with a basket with your commercial clients, because they don't care. So that's kind of nice. It's very black and white. So
yeah, it's more about the numbers, I would say, versus the emotion.
Yes, less emotion, and I love it.
Yeah. We were talking a little bit this morning about just like the current state of not the real estate market, but just like the market in general of like the economy and like just employers and stuff right now, and how many layoffs are going on.
Yeah,
and just
tell me about the
the
one
real
that
world. Yeah,
you just mentioned.
My brother-in-law works at Doordash, and they laid off 1,250 people this morning. And like half of them were people that directly reported to his sales team. And so just kind of crazy what this market is right now. And just it went from everyone was hiring, and it was a hiring frenzy, to now everyone's laying off. And, our industry is definitely seeing a lot of that. And I've seen a lot of title companies shut their doors, and mortgage companies kind of going out of business or laying off some different sectors of their company or whatever. And it's just kind of wild.
It is. And I don't even know what to say, because I'm in this bubble here, and I just keep trying to market and network. And there's so many events, holidays, there's like 3 events each night, gala this, gala that. And, so I distract myself with golf, getting better. I love it. I had so much fun when we golfed.
That was a blast.
I don't know, all you can do is kind of focus on yourself and just be a horse with blinders and just keep looking forward and try to do what you're passionate about, because it took me a few years to figure out what I wanted to do. And back to the LA thing, the whole reason why I'm doing philanthropic and real estate and I left LA is because I had a very severe car accident. I was not in the car. I was hit by one. And then I had some other stuff. I had a tumor and whatever. So long story short, I had a near-death experience, and it literally woke me up, because living in LA for 10 years, I mean, friends that have known me for years, they're like, you seem so much happier. And it's like, yeah, because I don't have to go to 3 different Starbucks to get one coffee, because there's no parking, or there's 100 people, or there's a homeless man naked in front of the door. So I'm not going to go past him. Like, I'm going to go somewhere else. So
you're saying you loved LA is what you're saying.
I loved it. It was perfect for my 20s. It was great. And I learned so much, and I don't regret any moment. And I went to FITM, the Fashion Institute over there, and have a degree in apparel manufacturing and international business, and absolutely love the experience. I just missed the Hills class. They started when I graduated, or they were there one semester when I was there. Yep. So it was a cool school to go to.
You could have been on the show.
It's okay. They can have it. I don't really like being on cameras. I think my first time doing anything like this,
we're gonna get you out of your comfort zone a little more often.
Yeah, I think. It's okay. It's fun. I have ADD, so it's like, look at the squirrel. Like, I don't know what to talk about next, and I love that. I'm like, what are you gonna ask? Oh, we're just gonna wing it. And I'm like, that's dangerous, because it's gonna be hard to follow this. But whatever. I feel like a lot of people have ADD.
Most people do, yep. I think I was watching something this morning that said the reason why Facebook ads are no longer really doing well is because people are so ingrained with Reels now, which are like 15 seconds, 30 seconds, where like if you're watching an ad, they're like, oh, next. Okay, gone. And like they've lost their attention span. So like,
I feel like it's 3 seconds.
It's now, literally. Well, and it's like, it's all conversational is what I was told, or what I read. And so it's like, if you're not starting to like engage in the conversation with somebody or create that context where like ask them a question, then they're on to the next.
Right. And everyone wants to talk about themselves.
Yep.
And it's like very, I don't know.
Yep. Well, that's the same reason why we post 1-minute clips of these 30-minute interviews, because people don't have the attention span to go watch a 30-minute video.
Pushing it.
And 1 minute's pushing it, right.
We should just do 4 seconds and see what they can come up with.
They actually try to do them shorter and shorter, and I'm like, what the hell? This is like 5 seconds. They're like, well, it's the trending audio is only so long. And I'm like, screw your trending audio. Post the longer video.
But it's true, so I get it. But back to my accident. Yep. So I did die. It was pretty cool, considering that it was a bad
You got to elaborate a little bit on this more, because if people are going to ask questions now. Like, so you were walking across the street.
That's going to be another episode.
Right, episode 2, yes. part 2. Watch part 2.
No, but it's slow motion, like everyone says. And I looked down, and the car was coming at my knees, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get hit by a car. And I look both ways. I swear, this lady came out of nowhere at like 40 miles an hour. And so I hit the hood, and I flew back, and I had groceries with me, and my milk carton blocked my head from the cement. I don't know how far I went, because like I was out, but it was literally floating. Everything was white. I felt like I was in a cloud, and it was just very comfortable. And when I woke up, somebody was helping me, and luckily that was when the iPhone came out with the thumbprint, because the guy was trying to get me to take a picture of the lady so she wouldn't leave. But she was 90, so I don't know how fast she was going to get away. But and the funny part is, it was a Prius. Like, that just sucks. Like, I didn't hear it. It really is the silent killer. Yep. Sorry, Toyota. I'm going to put you guys on blast. But I'm glad it happened, because it literally jolted me out of my ways. And it happened on my mom's birthday, which is February 24th. So just 6 or 7 years ago. And the philanthropic part is that, it was a very long recovery for me. And with the tumor that was in my face, I had surgery. And so I had, my face was deformed for a bit. I had to wear eye patch. I was like Igor from the bell tower for a while.
Sounds
so
beautiful.
It sucked. And then the Santa Ana winds were happening. And so
eye patch was blowing all over the place.
It just was a mess. So I kind of stayed in my apartment for a while. And my parents were like, what are you doing? Like, just come home. Yeah. So that's how I ended up home. Okay. But during that time, I created an album called Peace of Mind. And it was because a lot of my therapy was yoga, and physical therapy included Pilates, yoga, light weights, and just basic walking. Yep. And so that album, it's on iTunes. I still have some hard CDs. These guys don't even know what CDs are. But yeah, it's something that has music on it, and you can like play it. And so that was something very positive that came out of it. And I'm just happy I'm here and I can walk. And the philanthropic thing is, I would hate for anyone to feel the way I did when I was in public. People look, oh my God, that chick had a stroke. It's like, so what if I did? Like, who cares? Why is everyone so judgmental? Like, focus on yourself. But we're all guilty of it, you know?
Yep.
I mean, what's wrong with your face? Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm back here. And what else do you do with your life when you don't know what to do? Get your real estate license.
There you go.
So that's
how it ended in here. Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
Long way around it, but we got there.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, well, you kept cutting me off and I get distracted and I'm like, I don't know. I got to bring it in home. And
Yep.
so
you got into real estate, and how's it been?
absolutely love it. And
Cool.
every year keeps getting funner and funner. And I'm meeting so many amazing people. And the experiences I've had are absolutely priceless. And I love waking up not knowing how my day is going to be. Every day is completely different. And
What's been your favorite and least favorite experience that you've gone through in real estate?
Oof, that's a loaded question. Well, I guess, can you guys hear my phone vibrating? I'm
Nope.
sorry.
Don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, good. Anyways, carry on. So, I think my favorite experience, this is a good one. So I had a property listed in Fountain Hills, absolutely stunning, Toll Brothers, and it had a elevator in it with Gucci tiger wallpaper. Absolutely amazing. And an agent said, hey, I want to show it. I have a client, blah, blah, blah. Sure. So the guy's walking around. He looks a little familiar, but I wasn't sure who he was. And so he's, so I'm showing them around. I'm like, I hope you like tigers. He's like, yeah, I do. And I'm like, okay, good. Because the elevator, check it out. So then he gives me his card and he's like, thanks for showing it. See you later. So I look him up and it's the guy who owns the Tiger King facility now.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I don't know his name.
It's like
Carol Baskins is the only one I remember from the show.
Yeah, so it's the guy
Just
that
from the
owns
song.
it now. And I'm like, of course he likes tigers. So I'm like, I'm surprised he didn't buy that one, but
Oh, you didn't end up buying it?
he didn't.
Whoa, what?
No, he didn't. But that was kind of a funny story.
Yep.
Least favorite, I sold a fourplex. This was probably 4 years ago. And I was showing it to my client, and one of the tenants was in place, and she was screaming that there's rats and that, this is a slumlord and get out of here. And but my guy doesn't care. The investors I work with, they've seen it all. So it was just kind of funny of like A for effort
Right.
because it was dramatic.
There's asbestos in the ceiling.
So I'm gonna die. Like, it was just very extreme.
Yep.
But I love that one day I could do a walkthrough at like a $3 million home, and then later that day, I have these boots that I keep in my car that I have in like a hazmat bag because you just don't know what kind of properties you're going to be walking, and it's interesting. Like, you have used syringes in the carpet, and then like it's just heartbreaking some of the stuff I sell, but I don't care.
What's the biggest thing you needed to be educated on when switching from retail to multifamily?
Knowledge is power. You want to know the area, you want to know the numbers, you want to know exactly what your client's threshold is and what's going to make the deal happen. And a lot of times these deals are off market, and sellers and buyers will just use one broker, and it's kind of a dual agency thing. I know ADRE frowns upon it, especially, in residential, but
Right.
commercial is like a whole other animal. So just knowing your client and knowing the numbers and what makes sense, knowing the comps, because you're going to have to run your rent rolls, your P&Ls,
Yep. You seem to be always talking about off-market deals and stuff going on. Is that just from all the different networks and stuff that you're involved with, just kind of keeping your ear to the ground, or where are you kind of
Yes.
picking up all those different deals?
pretty much.
Yeah.
I can't tell you my ways.
Yeah. I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah. I mean, well, how do you also keep all the different networks kind of in place, or like?
My calendar, if I don't have it in my calendar, I will not show up. And
Yeah.
then one time I missed a golf tournament because I did not have it in my calendar, and I never miss golf. So that's how dependent I am on that.
I'm the same way.
It's bad.
It's not on the calendar. It doesn't exist.
I don't even know what I know I have something to do at 3:00 today, but I have no idea where.
Yep.
Because I need my phone. And I don't like that I'm that dependent, but I only have so much memory in my brain since that frontal lobe impact. So
I'm the exact same way. Even if someone needs me there for like 10 minutes somewhere, I need to be, even if they tell me about it 10 times, if they don't send me a calendar invite, I'm like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be there.
they're like, Yvonne, I know we're going to coffee. You don't have to send me an invite.
Right.
It's not for you. It's for me. I need to know who I'm meeting, so your email's going to be on there. Sorry.
I know we weren't going to talk about it, but talk a little bit about today's market. So what are we kind of dealing with?
So like I told you, I didn't want to talk about it
right.
because everybody talks about it. You guys, it is what you make it. And it is negative right now.
Yep.
It's not good. And I don't know what to expect. I do believe that rates will go up into the high 8s, perhaps.
Yeah.
I think 2023 is going to be very interesting. I am not an economist, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't know. Like everyone talks about it, mortgage rates, this and that. It's just,
I know.
Not good. But I understand, baby boomers and other people, they're like, well, I bought a house when I was 18. 18%. I'm like, yeah, but your house was like $200,000. Now the houses are like $650,000. Condos are $650,000. I mean, in Scottsdale, obviously it's different in all the different submarkets.
Yep.
But
yeah, well, and you used to be able to say like it's relative, but it's not like incomes have gone up like substantially with home prices.
They haven't.
Like,
and then let's talk about inflation.
Yep.
You got you guys. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Have someone that's an expert in that.
Have an economist on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about music.
Talk about music.
Let's talk about food. I love food.
What's your favorite restaurant in town right now?
I can't answer that because there's so many.
Your top favorite restaurants right now?
Well, if we're talking appetizers, it's Sante because they have this like chicken meatball slider. Forget it.
Raise the Rooftop. You had them?
Yeah.
Come on.
I did.
Yep.
And for coffee, I'm going to have to say either Lux or Braydon's. That lavender latte gets me every time.
I love Braydon's, but they love their food and coffee there as well. That's
yes,
for sure.
The
like
breakfast sandwich,
$14.50
100%.
bacon breakfast burrito is probably the best bacon breakfast burrito
Stevie
in
Big
town.
Boy.
The Stevie, yes.
I know.
But it's
I don't
also
cook, so
$15 for a breakfast burrito.
I think it's $13.50. Maybe it went up since I was
it's
there
not
last.
cheap.
Oh,
I like my
awful.
$2.99 Safeway breakfast burrito. All right.
So there's that, and obviously I love a good steak. So, Dominic's, and then dessert. I think the red velvet bread pudding souffle, that is by far the best, and I highly recommend getting that.
Yeah.
So, but lots of great restaurants here, and I feel like I heard somewhere that Phoenix is a testing area for a lot of these new culinary experiences.
For
so
sure.
It's a great place to live, and we have so many jobs coming in. So I'm trying to stay positive with all this market stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we've got so much fun things to do in Arizona, all the cool events coming up next month.
Here.
The
you
season
can
is
ski.
here.
You can go to Sedona, like Kumbaya.
Why do you live in Arizona?
Because I like the weather.
Yeah.
I cannot live in Canada. If I get cold, so the tumor was in my face, and so they took part of my neck in my face. So if I shiver, it like pulls and it freaks me out. So I can't be in cold weather.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's something you'll like feel every time you're
forever.
Is it like a certain degree?
I haven't checked.
Haven't checked
it's
the temp yet.
When you see your breath, it's not good.
Yeah.
Get me out.
Okay.
So yeah.
So the weather was primarily what brought you to Arizona, huh?
Weather and my mom, working at Mayo Clinic, that was the main thing.
Okay.
I didn't really have a choice. I was young.
Moving to where the family
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
But I would take it any day than living in Czech. I love Czech. I lived there for 6 months. Most of my family's over there. I speak it fluently. I probably sound like a 10-year-old child, but I understand it. And I also
say a little Czech for us right now.
Yeah, mluvím česky, ale nikdo to nerozumí. So
what did you say?
I said I speak Czech, but no one understands me.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Sounds cool. I mean, it's a cool party trick.
That was fast, and you said a lot.
It's not everyone, but
yeah. Let's talk about golf a little bit.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So you're involved in Golf and Grow, or
I know Tim,
or not Golf and Grow. What's
On
Par?
On Par's great. The schedule just kind of works with mine, and so I'm a sponsor for them, and or an affiliate. And they just did their last golf day yesterday, but I had to miss it. I have to look at my calendar why. I can't remember what I did yesterday, unfortunately. But yeah, and the philanthropic stuff, well, it was great that we did the golf tournament because I was able to reach out to PXG and they did a very generous donation of swag, and it's just awesome. Like, you guys, I think we're done. I ruined it. But yeah, no, I got clubs from them, just over the moon, ecstatic, because you don't know what you don't know. And
they donated a full set?
No. I'm just saying the set that I have. That's why I'm so passionate about them. And people make fun of me because I'm always wearing their clothes, but it's like I love it. Everything's black and white, and like that's just my thing.
It fits the brand, that's for sure.
I just love it, and it's comfortable.
Why black?
I don't know. How much time do we have? I'm just kidding. I just like it. It goes with everything, and it's just easy. I probably own about 15 black turtlenecks.
Yep.
They're all different cuts and fabrics. And
well, that's definitely your brand. I mean, because your Instagram, every page or every photo is black, and then you sometimes
everything's
have the
black
swipe
and
or whatever
white
with the
right
normal.
now. When I switched over to Black Label, I don't think many people are doing just black and white, and it is annoying because sometimes I wear cool pants that have so much color, so I'll have to put the next photo as color. But
that's what you're doing that for, right?
I mean, who
got to
cares?
see the real outfit.
Who cares? Honestly, I just post because I feel like you have to.
I feel like it's great though, because you have a brand. Like, to be honest, like although it's nothing like earth shattering, it is you. I mean, it is you, and so I love that, and I think it's cool that you've kind of created that.
Just trying to make my way in the big city.
Yep.
I mean, it's all you can do. Because what is there, 92,000 licensees?
Something like that.
And I believe brokers are only 10% of that. So that's cool. So I'm in the 10%. I don't know if that stat is correct. Do not quote me. But
I bet it's less than that, to be honest.
From the last I heard.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. What's on the horizon for Yvonne?
There's a few things that I cannot talk about just yet. You know, don't want to jinx it, but there's some really cool projects I'm involved in, and I cannot wait to bring that out next year. And I don't know if I can even talk about anything, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm not really producing right now. It's just been very busy with real estate. But I am DJing. I'm a resident at Toca Madera, and
when can people come see you?
Sometimes I play brunch. It's different every time.
Got it.
So I'll just post it on my DJ page randomly, and you can just show up.
Yep.
So there's that. Or I'll do private events sometimes, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just had my 17-year anniversary in August.
For being a DJ?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I started like mid-05.
Okay.
I can still hear, which is great. And then what is it called when your ears ring? Is it tinnitus? What is it? Help me out. I never say it right, and a lot of people don't, so I don't feel bad that I can't.
Tinnitus. That sounds right.
I feel like tinnitus. I have that. My mom has it. Okay. So I don't know. The music kind of helps with that. I feel like I just shook my eardrum so hard that it's kind of knocking out the ringing. But when I go to sleep, it's just like, and there's no cure. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I deal with that, which is fun.
Obviously, properties are sitting a little bit longer right now.
Yes.
What are you telling your sellers? How are you advising your sellers kind of going into this market?
Well, the ones I have right now, we are getting some action. There's one in Optima. It's a great 2-bed, 2-bath. We're getting showings, and the number one feedback is, the carpet should be replaced. Well, hello. Replace it. We'll get, right. Hey, we can negotiate. So I don't know. I think buyers are just kind of waiting to see what happens with this rate, and they want to know what's going to happen, possibly politically, stock market, all that fun stuff. And so I think they're out there. I have a lot of cash people right now, 1031, so they're actively out there. They're just kind of doing the waiting game.
Yep. Yeah, it seems like that's kind of the general narrative right now, is there's a lot of waiting.
But what I say to my clients is that luckily they're very laid back and they understand the market. So it's not like a phone call every day. Why haven't you sold this? Right. They understand. So the best thing is, you know what, we're priced aggressively. we're right there with the numbers. We're not there where April was. We're there in today's market.
Yep.
And so that's why we are getting showings, but it's just going to take that specific person to actually pull the trigger. And so we might do a price reduction here and there. Just we're not going to do $1 just so we refresh on MLS. Like we'll do something
just being
substantial.
Being upfront with your seller, setting expectations.
Communication is key.
Yep.
100%. And that's the thing. And it's if you're an agent, be aware. You need to answer your phone. Like pick up your phone.
Right.
But that's the thing. And especially with cross sales, I just had a great one in Old Town, and the agent that I was working with, she's like, it's amazing. You always answer your phone. I'm like, yeah, and you do too. And it was just such a pleasant interaction because we just are very like-minded. And my buyer took a little bit longer with the loan, and everyone was on the same page and nobody got upset. And it's like your full disclosure. Everyone's happy. We all have the same goal in mind. And
that's one of my biggest kind of pet peeves, I would say, in business today is actually people just showing up and answering their phone. It's amazing how many people don't adhere to a schedule.
Yeah, simple thing. Be on time.
Be on time. Well, like you said earlier this morning when you showed up early as shit, I'm like, shit, you're
15
here early.
minutes.
You're like, well, if I'm not early, I'm late. I'm like, that's fair.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's especially like showing up to listing appointments and stuff. That sets the tone right off the bat. Like,
absolutely. You
hey,
better
okay,
turn those lights on.
She's going to be here. Yeah.
You better be ready. Yeah.
Yep.
So one of the other quotes I like is dress how you want to be addressed. And I'm noticing.
I like that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where I heard that.
Yeah,
Probably
that was
Instagram,
good.
but I like it. So
I always said fake it till you make it, but I like how dress how
you want to be addressed.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing that I met somebody and he had a 3-piece suit on. I like that.
Yep.
People need to bring that back. And I mentioned it to a friend and she's like, why wear all that? Like just wear jeans and a blazer. And it's like, no, we got to bring the suits back.
Yep. I agree.
I don't know. I think
Arizona's a little tough in the summer, obviously. But
it is.
I'm definitely a golf polo shirt in the summer. But, right now I'm like, all right, I'm going to bring the suits
cut your
back.
hair. Make an effort.
Yeah.
Shower.
Make an attempt.
It's important.
I showered. I swear.
You look great.
Thanks.
And another quote that I say all the time is that your network is your net worth.
Yep. I love that.
So very important.
So you're involved with the chamber or the Rotary.
Scottsdale Rotary.
On par.
Yep.
The different philanthropic stuff, Arizona or the American Cancer Society. I mean, that's not really a network group, but it's a philanthropic group. Yeah,
just different charities. And before COVID, I used to do events once a month. I do want to bring it back, but it's just we're so inundated with events, and it's getting a little too crazy. But I love doing these happy hours. It was just 2 hours late afternoon, typically on a Wednesday or Thursday, and I would have 2 to 5 different sponsors, whether it's title, lender, home warranty companies, and we would donate raffle prizes. And so every event was at a different venue and it was a different charity. Loved working with Child Crisis Arizona, Foothills Animal Rescue, Red Cross, Cancer Society. So every month was a different one. I think I've raised over, it's not a lot, but I've raised over $25,000 just doing these events once a month. And it was like a fun networking thing. It wasn't everyone from real estate, but realtors love to drink.
Yep.
They got money. Like, come donate. Let's drink for a good cause. So
you gonna bring those back?
I want to, maybe.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yep.
You can show up. You can be a sponsor if you want.
Goals for Yvonne on 2023?
Goals. Just to stay relevant and keep doing what I'm doing because I absolutely love it. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I want to continue doing that because I know this market is going to be very brutal. I think they're estimating don't quote me on this, but I think they're estimating 30 to 40% of agents probably not renewing or kind of falling off. And that's really unfortunate because I know a lot of these people love what they do. And if it's just not happening, it's not happening. Right. So as soon as these rates dip, though, I feel like it's going to be a frenzy.
I think once we get back to the 5s, at least, I think it'll be a big shift in the market in terms of
I think so.
Buyers' thought process on where they're at and if it's feasible for them. And it seems to be that's kind of.
Is that a good goal? Staying relevant? I mean, that's kind of sad.
I think
Isn't it sad?
I think it's a good point, though. I mean, it's definitely, you got to stay relevant in today's market. And I feel like we're going to help you in doing that with a bunch of videos and all kinds of stuff like that. And kind of put yourself out there and
I mean, how many drip
uncomfortable.
campaigns do we have to do? Does everyone want to email on Thanksgiving?
There's never enough drip campaigns. There's never enough
drip
campaigns. For everyone that wants to get a hold of you, Yvonne, how can they reach you?
Instagram is good, or which is the Yvonne RE. And email, phone, it's on there, and that's pretty much it.
Love it.
If you ever need a fourth, I'm open.
Yep.
So
great golfer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I try.
Good time, anyways. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a blast.
Lots of jokes.
Lots of jokes. Yes.
Jokes are very important.
I would say you've got a very great personality and just very open to cracking jokes about yourself as well as others, which I think is important. And I think if you can't laugh at yourself and as well as, others and have fun with that, especially on the golf course, it's gonna be tough out there, especially in a kind of a men's game, if you would. And so I love that we were out there just poking fun the entire day, and
mostly
I had a blast.
Chris.
Mostly at Chris, of course.
Sorry, Chris.
Chris Matarazzo, easy to poke on. Yeah, no, but we had a blast.
Yeah, it was great. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And thanks for sticking around for another episode of Break It Down with Braydon, and stick around, more to come. Thanks, guys.